Good morning, this is Brian with Forest Hills Memorials. Got Aiden over here doing some work. It's Tuesday, June 20th, and we are, as of right now, kind of looking for a couple things that we can do that don't involve a crane truck. So our Dodge got back yesterday from having some recall work done. I had to have a new high flow fuel pump put on, so that got done. I brought it back here. I started to use the crane, and the crane started losing some smoke. So whenever your electronics lose their smoke, it's not a good thing. So I'm gonna look into that a little bit today. I think my dad's coming out in a little while to try a couple things and see why one of the terminals is getting so hot. And then our Chevy that we just had a new crane put on has a clogged particulate filter. So I've got that a couple doors down here over at Midwest, and they're baking that filter and gonna put it on. They're hoping to have that done by tomorrow. So hopefully tomorrow we'll have a truck, but this morning we're gonna do a couple things around the office here, and we're gonna try to go out and put some corner lot markers in. So we have some 6x6 pieces of granite that we put the family last name initial on. We're gonna try to go put those out at a real small cemetery in town here. Thursday, before I left, we put this bronze on. So we drilled and adhered that in. It was a stone I wanted to get set this week. I want to go out at some point and set that monument. We've got this monument I want to set on that trip, and then we've got another stone in here somewhere I want to set. And yesterday we were going to go out and set this monument and that slant until the crane started losing some smoke. So I'll show you real quick. The power cable that runs the hydraulic pump here had a boot on it yesterday, so this boot was on it, and as we were using the crane, this connection got so hot we started seeing smoke, and what was smoking was this boot obviously melting. So we're gonna try to figure out why that's getting so much of a load going to it, to the point where it's getting so hot that it's feeling like it needs to melt this rubber boot off. So gonna look at that. I've got to go over to Midwest, talk to them about the Chevy this morning. Got to check in with the wife, see if she has anything she needs this morning. And then we got here a little bit late. I was getting some fittings for our air compressor. So we have a Viper air screw compressor for doing on-site engraving and small stone engraving. So I had to get some fittings for our airline for that, so I was over at Granger this morning. So we've had a busy morning, but we're hoping to get all of this stuff looked at and then get out of here and get some of these corner markers in. I have those sitting right over here so I can show you what they look like. So these we're gonna put out at Marsh Cemetery today, and then we might try to drop those bronze off at a local church that we do those for. So got a few things going on, and we'll bring you along with. Alright, we're pulling up to Willwood Cemetery. We had to run a couple errands and one of the things we had to do that was kind of on our way was to put a bronze final date on, and we gotta do the whole scroll. So Willwood Cemetery in Rockford is an SEI owned park, and it's just before lunchtime now, so my dad came over and was looking at the Dodge auto crane, just trying to get a better idea of why it seems like it's losing hydraulic kind of pressure and power, and also why it's almost seems like an electrical issue too. So we did a bunch of things just looking at that, and what it came down to is I need to bring it over and have somebody that actually knows what they're doing take a look at it. Did a couple things to try to see if it was something simple, but does not seem to be the case. So that truck still isn't working proper. And then I had the guys come over that were looking at our Chevy, and we've got one of the systems, we've got a delete kit on there, so they were asking about that, and it was throwing some codes that were because of that, so they wanted to check and see what we had done with that, and then what kind of course of action they could take from there. So Chevy, as far as I know, when we left, was still being looked at, so we're still in my truck, and we can do these little things like putting this bronze tab on. And then I think we're gonna take the Dodge after we get back. I'm gonna get Beth lunch on the way back, and then I think we're gonna take the Dodge and the enclosed trailer over to Marsh Cemetery and put those corner lot markers in still yet today. So I remember, Aiden, do you remember where this plaque was at? I looked at the map before we came out, and I feel like it was up over in this area.
I don't remember.
So this is the fun part, trying to remember where these date tabs go. So you know, we come out here and take a picture and do rubbings to order the proper date tab, and then you know, a couple months go by, and then it's time to come back out to the cemetery, and you got to find it all over again. I feel like it was one that was obviously for a fresh grave. For some reason, I feel like it might be this one.
Yeah, I think that is.
Is it Bert?
Yeah.
Is it George?
Yeah.
All right. Very cool. Yeah, this is the one where I think the cemetery damaged the granite whilst they were digging. So we have a little kit that we always bring with us, pretty much put together just to work on these bronze pieces. Because sometimes they don't line up proper, and it happens more than we'd like. So we have basically a kit put together so that if we need to re-tap holes, if we need to make holes bigger, we've got everything with us. I got tired of having to go back to the shop all the time because something didn't fit properly. So we'll see how good this one was done. So yeah, even this one's a little tight. We'll see if we can get them to thread in. All right, so we got it on. Oh, yep. It's always one of my least favorite things to do, just because they're always a pain. It's, even if, you know, there's a couple different bronze foundries that make bronze cemetery memorials, and it seems like everybody's got something a little different going on. So unless you're ordering it from the company that originally made the bronze, sometimes trying to get them to fit is a pain. So, and then I also hate the way, you know, this plaque has obviously been here a while, starting to weather. Some of its clear coat's peeling off, and then you get a brand new date piece that, you know, looks brand new. I hate it when we put them on something like this. Like Clinton, if he's still getting a date tab here, you know, it's gonna look brand new, where the rest of the plaque's completely patinaed, so it's gonna look way different. But that's the way they go. So we're gonna head back to the office. Gonna grab Beth some lunch, and then we'll be heading out to Marsh. All right, so we just got to Marsh Cemetery. Brought the bride lunch, and it's about 1:45. So Marsh Cemetery is probably one of Rockford's more unique cemeteries in the fact that it's kind of right in the middle of town, right off a pretty busy road here in Rockford. Small cemetery, family owned. We've got a giant hill that you have to come in off the road there, and then exiting over in that area is also kind of a nightmare just because there's so many trees in the way you can't see traffic. So this cemetery is one of the cemeteries that had either a tornado or a microburst come through. So we've had some work to do in here really before Memorial Day, and then we had that storm come through. All the fences are knocked down. There's still a huge tree on the other side of our truck that's down, with the fence down over there. Fence came down here, a bunch of limbs there. Right where we're parked, tree just really destroyed, like pretty much buckled the road right there. And then one of the things we're gonna work on once we get a crane back, we're gonna attempt to fix this broken small marble tablet. And then they've got this pillar that's down, so they asked us if we could reset that back up on top, and I've obviously got to be able to get a truck in here to do that, and it's a pretty big piece. I might send those dimensions out or try to calculate the weight of that thing. Just getting it vertical again is what's for me anyway the tough part. Trying to roll that in our rolling straps is pretty hard, so we end up having to move it out, and we'll sit it up safe as we can and then lift it up, put it back on. I know, so that's one of them, and I know there's another stone, I think down here by a tree that came down, they got bumped, that we also have to move. So got a couple things to do in here for them. Looks like they're gonna plant a new tree here. Blue spruce, I wonder if they know about the diseases that our blue spruces are having nowadays. So that's on the agenda for sometime soon, hopefully, once we get a truck fixed. What I'm looking for right now is we've got those cemetery, like the corner lot markers. So the things that we have are going to look like this in the ground, and they just mark the edges of the family lot. The gentleman that runs the cemetery, Mr. Marsh, said that he flagged where they were going. I don't see any flags. Yeah. You all right getting that gator out, or do you want me to get it out?
Yeah, I think I can get it.
I'm trying to find some flags. This has to be what we're looking for. And it says Olson, so that's good. So we will put those corner markers in here. Now the question is whether or not I lead them up out of the ground like that. Like these folks have theirs completely up out of the ground. And ours are only 6 inches thick. So if I do this, they're only going to be a couple inches in the ground. Where if I I guess my thought is if I put them flush with the ground, like some of them do have them flush to the ground, you know, it's still marking the edge of the lot. And then it's just easier for maintenance too, because you can mow over them. So I'll discuss with Aiden, see what he thinks, and then maybe we'll set up a time lapse of you overlooking this project. They must own 2 lots there, because that's pretty big. But we'll do something. I might set you up to watch while we do this, so enjoy. Just came back to the truck to get these corner markers, and figured I'd show you some of these trees that came down. They're just huge. So I think this is actually the back of somebody's property, but the trees, some of them were from over here. Obviously they tore the road up, but pretty big storm, and it was a very narrow swatch that I went through, so it really only did damage to the cemetery and then nothing really on either side of it. So it was the perfect storm that came through. So we're gonna grab these corner markers and head over to the project. All right, so pretty short video today. Shows you how dependent you are on equipment when things aren't properly working. So I don't think we're gonna do much else today. We got these, Aiden's just finishing up dirting around these corner lot pins. We'll put some seed in them. So the family has a different colored stone. They have more of a Dakota mahogany, and when they came in and wanted to get corner lot pins or markers, they just wanted to get something that we could get our hands on quickly. So our supplier had these 6x6x6 light gray granite pieces, so that's what we used, and they were happy with that. So I think that's going to be it for today. Another short video for you, but if you like watching, hit that subscribe button so you can watch us more often. And if you like the video, hit that like button. And we will see you guys in the next one. Hopefully tomorrow we have a truck and hopefully we'll be setting some monuments. So we'll see you then. All right, so pretty short video today. Shows you how dependent you are on equipment when things aren't properly working. So I don't think we're gonna do much else today. We got these, Aiden's just finishing up dirting around these corner lot pins. We'll put some seed in them. So the family has a different colored stone. They have more of a Dakota mahogany, and when they came in and wanted to get corner lot pins or markers, they just wanted to get something that we could get our hands on quickly. So our supplier had these 6x6x6 light gray granite pieces, so that's what we used, and they were happy with that. So I think that's going to be it for today. Another short video for you, but if you like watching, hit that subscribe button so you can watch us more often. And if you like the video, hit that like button. And we will see you guys in the next one. Hopefully tomorrow we have a truck, and hopefully we'll be setting some monuments. So we'll see you then.